Greetings, everybody. Welcome to another Heroes Peak Quick Peek. Here with you today, it's me, your host Chris, with my best pal Mike. How you doing, Mike?
Pretty good, pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. We're here to talk about the third season of Harley Quinn, the R-rated animated comedy, which seems to be DC's like strike point. Like these R-rated outings from DC seems to be the best thing that they can come up with. I don't know if you agree with me there, but I was seeing between Peacemaker, their Constantine animated stuff, the which includes the Justice League Dark stuff. Even the I believe even the last Wonder Woman animated movie was R rated or something, at least PG
I think
13.
so. Yeah, pretty close to it.
Yeah, is it just me, or are you seeing this too? Like they should do more R rated and more kid stuff. Like forget the in between. Just
Yeah, it's just I, they just it's more like I don't think they necessarily just need to do the two. They just don't have a vision for their live action right now. You know what I mean? A proper
I don't know.
vision, rather.
The Rock has a vision. He has a vision of transforming the DC universe in his image. I think.
It's not gonna happen, but it's wishful thinking, right? So
Hey, it's got some cool visuals. We'll see what comes
so
from there.
far,
I don't know.
yeah. So did Morbius, right?
Uh, I, that's true. That's true. Had some interesting visuals. Um, I guess Disney is filling in all the gaps that the WB DC refuses to fill.
Right.
But there is one gap that so far DC has given us that Marvel, Star Wars, all the other have not, and that's R-rated. Well, not all others because there's some other properties, whatever, Invincible and
Hmm.
whatnot. But the R-rated comedy is all DC, and
Yeah.
it's all gangbusters. So
Yeah.
here we're going to talk about the last 10 episodes, season 3 of Harley Quinn.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
You've heard of this. You've seen this, right? You know what that is.
It is unavoidable. It is your destiny.
Is this not why you are here?
Do or do not. There is no try.
Knock that shit off.
Let's see here. This is over on HBO Max, of course, and stars Kaylee Cuoco, Lake Bell, and Adam Tudyk. It's all the same cast as you've seen if you've seen the previous seasons. If you have not, definitely stop, go back and watch them.
Yeah.
It is one of the most consistent animated comedies I have watched. Now, I don't tend to sit down and watch them too much, but when I do, this seems to be like the most consistent one. I don't know about you. What was your overall feeling of this season?
Yeah, I was a little worried, like where they're gonna go. I mean, the last two seasons were funny and consistent, and I was worried about what kind of arcs they were gonna try and pull this season. But I think they pulled it off. It was funny. It was actually pretty deep as well. When we get to Poison Ivy's arc and the relationship between the two of them, and even with Bruce Wayne and Batman. Wow, that was some deep stuff there, huh? So
Yeah, that hit. They like really crushed using all of the Harley Quinn character, and
yeah,
so
for sure.
like if it, some of the best episodes are going way back to her introduction in the Batman animated series is when they
Mm,
knew that Harley Quinn wasn't just a Joker sidekick, that she
right.
was more, and she had more to give, and especially her background, using her psychiatry background,
Yep.
really expands that character, and they really pulled that in the last couple of episodes. Just pulled it right out of you. You're like, whoa, I did not see this coming in this show.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. I keep forgetting she's a psychiatrist. Like you see Harley as a kind of aloof and this badass and a
Mm.
criminal, but then you forget she's got an MD, you know, and she was treating people for years. And then when she went into Bruce's psyche and started doing therapy with him, I was like, yeah, that's right. She's really smart. I forget how smart she is, because a lot of times she just comes off as dumb, right? Like carefree and, you know. So we forget how smart she really is, and I like that they touched on that again this season. So.
And they managed to do that with almost all of the main cast here. So this season we saw specifically the Harley Ivy relationship as they ended last season running away to get married. And we were like, okay, so where are they going to go with this? And they managed to fill in an arc in this season where where Ivy's trying to do something. She has a goal she wants to reach. And of course, Harley wants to support her, but at some point doesn't her I don't know, her morals, I don't know what they are, don't quite align with where Ivy's going, right? And so the two clash there at the end, but in a great, probably one of my favorite scenes of the show was where we see the Joker, and the Joker gives Ivy some advice on Harley,
Right.
and you're like, oh my god, they're making all of these characters aware. They're crazy, they're stupid, they're killers, but they're aware and they understand, and there's relationships there, and it turns it from just being, haha, I saw Harley bash someone's head in, to something more. And I think that's what makes this show different than just your standard comedy romp, murder fest kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, and speaking of Joker, his arc of running for mayor and being a socialist, and I thought that was fantastic.
And being a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah, being the stay-at-home dad and deciding I want to run for mayor because his kid couldn't take bilingual courses in school. And him coming out saying, yeah, everybody should have free health care. And I was like, man, I would vote for this guy in a heartbeat.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, and the whole thing with Commissioner Gordon and Two-Face. So I like the whole political stuff in the back scene, right? So that was great as well, just to fill in the time between whatever was going on with Harley and Ivy. So the one arc I think I didn't care for too much was Clayface's Billy Bob Thornton. You know, I want to be an actor, and I'm going to have to be Billy Bob Thornton. So.
Yeah, I don't know if it felt so much arc-ish as just set up, knockdown joke style. Like,
right.
Oh, he wants to be an actor, so he's going to get on set. How's he going to get on set? Oh, he doesn't care. He'll be a chair. He doesn't care. And then he'll turn into Billy Bob Thornton. That's funny. And then he'll overdo the joke about being Bob Thornton. So there are a lot of fun set up, knockdown jokes in there. And I know at the end they tried to give him sort of an arc-ish where, oh my god, they're not seeing me on the stage. That like a little bit of a thing, little bit of an emotional a build to it, but I don't think it was, not to the level of everything else. It's really hard when all of the other ones were so stellar. Even King Shark. So
I was going to say too. Even Shark's going home for his dad's funeral and stuff. Yeah,
dad's funeral, and then the family, and then his brother trying to sell Atlanta, or whatever the name of their home world is. I thought that was also how they did Bruce Wayne and King Shark kind of bonding over family loss. And that was not something I could possibly have ever saw coming the beginning of this season. So yeah, it was just, I think it was really well planned out, and those two coming to a head at the same time, and even if they didn't get more than like a half a scene together, it meshed and it worked well, and it bolstered both of those stories.
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah, I really think you have to talk about that Bruce Wayne stuff. Like, so if you haven't watched it, I really suggest you stop and just go watch all of them. But if you don't feel like you want to sit down and watch all of the episodes, I believe it starts in episode 8.
Yeah, it's towards the end. Yeah. It's right when they figure out that the plant what's the plant's name? Harley's Poison Ivy's sidekick, the one played by JB Smoove.
Yeah, it's
Right.
it's
Yeah.
no. I almost said the name. JB Smoove.
Yeah.
It's Frank.
Frank. Right. So when they figure out that Frank is kidnapped, and then it's right before, towards the end, when they go to try and rescue him, right? So.
Mm-hmm. Right, and so they bring back what's the guy who gets into people's brains?
Mind
God.
Master, I forget his name. The little short guy,
Yeah, who's always funny on screen next to Harley and Ivy. I think
yeah.
that's
Who
hysterical.
does his voice?
But,
Because that's great. I
I'm
gotta look it
looking
up.
it up. Yeah, you look it up because it's not on page 1, which seems weird. I
Yeah.
would have thought it would have been, but he was kind of a side character this year. Oh, Dr. Psycho,
Yeah.
Tony Hale.
Mm.
So he was on Community.
Yeah, Dr. Psycho.
Tony
There you
Hale's
go,
on
yeah.
Community.
Yeah, so he uses
And
his
so
powers to bond them, right?
So they've done
What
this
would you call
before. They went into Harley's brain once
Yeah.
in a previous season, and so this he gets them all into Bruce Wayne's brain, and in a not too surprising shift, the only thought in his brain is the only memory in his brain is the killing of his parents, recycled over and over and over again.
It's pretty.
In a
That's actually
horror
pretty
show.
deep. Right. Yeah.
Like you're laughing and you're like, oh, of course he's replaying his death, and then it happened over and over, and I'm like, this is really dark, man. That's not cool.
It was pretty deep to think about. That's all he pretty much plays in his head through life, right? And then we understand why he tries to bring them back. So.
And especially with how they played Bruce Wayne and Batman in this series, where he's the more straight man character, but like he didn't seem outside, like he's having problems with his relationship with Catwoman in this, right?
Yeah.
But so that's not what you were expecting when they went in there, and then Harley switches modes, and she goes from her chaotic, ditzy murderess, and she goes into psychiatry mode, and she's like, okay, I gotta fix this.
And then the best part is when he realizes that she knows who he is now, and she's like, oh, don't worry, doctor-patient confidentiality.
Right, exactly. And it's like, it was a great turn. It was a great use of her history as a character, and again, elevating the characters past these top shells of what they look like and what makes them fun, running around, bashing heads, kidnapping the Queen of England and all of that stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was a great way.
Absolutely. And I like, so at this part, we also get the reintroduction of the rest of the Bat family. We've got Nightwing and Batgirl and all of them. And I think it was one of my favorites when Harley's telling them she knows who Batman and Bruce Wayne are the same guy. And they're like, oh, no, something about the Batcave. And Batcave? What do you mean? What? So funny.
Yeah, they get a lot of good humor out of those bits and pieces. Like when Batgirl is captured by the Mad Hatter, right?
Yeah.
And Harley goes to leave, and she's just like, shit, I can't. Like, there's something more to her, and she's like, I can't. I'm not that person. Sure, I'll run around and bash a bunch of heads, but there's something about the situation that feels wrong, and all of that comes to a head at the very, very end of the season, in not exactly what I expected. Not too surprised, but I thought they'd go a slightly different way. But
right.
No, I think it was a great season. I was super impressed, super happy to watch every episode. I never felt like it lagged. Like we said, all the characters, say for maybe Clayface was a little not as strong as the others, but when you're the fifth or sixth character in a
Yeah.
list of great characters, you don't always get the best all the screen time in the world, right?
Oh, exactly. But I gotta give a shout. So we got a bunch of zombies this season. So Bruce Wayne
Uh,
brings his parents back, but accidentally overdoes it and brings back the entire town of dead people. So now we're fighting zombies. So we're full on Walking Dead. So I thought that was great, the whole thing there. And shout out to my man
I would.
Swamp Thing. I know you guys didn't like the live action show, but I'm always
I,
I always appreciate Swamp Thing on screen. So
Look, if Swamp Thing had a top knot when he was on the other show, I think it would have worked for me.
yeah, yeah, I like that. You know, I do like that little when they had the discussion about power levels, like their connection to nature, and she was like, you know, my connection is strong, but Swamp Thing, he is like the ultimate, like
Mm-hmm.
Gaia mana. You know what I mean? Like he's in touch with the fauna more, you know, on this different level. I thought that was cool. So
And that was another one where they let the characters get a little bit dig a deeper into their psyche, into their what they wanted or needed as
yeah,
characters when it was Swamp Thing going, there's a reason. you know?
right.
So yeah. Yeah, no. I love this crew. I'm glad that they're coming back for a season 4. Um so why don't we just give a grade here for and maybe your favorite episode? What would be your call out if someone said, I haven't seen any, what episode should I watch?
Yeah, so I'm gonna give this one an A this season. It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
So the episode
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the episode number, but it's the one we were talking about where Bruce Wayne's recurring nightmare. Let me see which one that is. Oh, Batman Begins Forever. That's a perfect title too. Episode 8. So
Oh yeah.
that's the one. Yeah.
Yes. So good. A lot of fun and gets pretty deep. I think I'm gonna go with I'm gonna also give it an A. I'm
Mm.
gonna do I think it's episode 6, which is Joker the Killing Vote, which is the Joker
Yeah.
heavy episode. Him being a dad, him dealing with a Karen at the school, like a whole part. They have a fight over a parking spot, but like he doesn't do like the Joker thing. He's
Yeah.
like instead of killing somebody, he becomes mayor to get them out of their parking.
Yeah, because
I
of the
mean,
carrot,
just
right?
just next level stuff. Using these characters within their DC level, but also okay, what other thing can this character be, and let's be consistent about it. So
Hmm.
after last season when Joker lost his memory and he was like a bartender, and then like he met a lady and her kids and he had a great life. I'm like, okay, so this is gonna be over when he gets his brain back, but he
Yeah.
didn't, and I think that was a great move, and it does a lot for that character, and a lot of fun with it.
It is. It
All
is.
right.
Yeah. And you know, I keep saying like final thing here.
Mhm.
I don't know what the deal is. Like DC animation, they kill it. They kick it out. They knock it out of the park every time. Like there are a
Mhm.
few bad movies here and there. Green Lantern, but
Green Lanterns
you
suck
know,
anyway, so it's okay.
I don't understand. Like the guys doing the live work, the live action work, they need to tap into these animation writers and you know what I mean, these story guys, and go, hey, give us a hand here. So
I think it's one of those where production level and like management level isn't going, okay, what story are these animation guys telling them? Let's make sure they're doing what we want them to do. They're like, it's
yeah,
animation, they can do whatever the hell they want, we're not going to worry about it, right? And
right,
who's ever in charge gets to be in charge. Whereas when they put out these blockbuster movies, they're probably way on top of on top of the production too much, as
Yeah, I have a
marketing
feeling.
and all that.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's. I'll give you an example. They tapped Zack Snyder to do a DCEU, and Snyder, instead of saying, "Let me go talk to see what the animators are doing," Snyder probably said, "I can do. I got this." You know what I mean? That kind of ego thing. Like, I have my guys. We got this. Don't worry about it, right? So
Well, and the quotes I've heard from him don't align with hey, let's start a universe off. He seems to be like, if you had taken Snyder after let's say phase 3 of a DCEU, and you let him do his dark side vision, right? And
right,
let him go in that direction. Then you're like, oh shit, look what happened to my Superman. And then you
yeah,
could kind of feel that a lot more. But they were so in a hurry, and they let this guy who was like, you know what, these gods and monsters need to be more realistic. And you're like, no, 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 no,
no,
no,
they don't.
no, 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 they don't.
Right.
So I don't know.
I really hope.
I don't want to get in a fight about it anymore.
I mean, it's sad because, like, you and I, we are huge fans of a lot of these DC characters, and I want to, no pun intended, but I really want to see them do it justice, right? So, oh
All
well.
right, enough with the DC bitch section.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody for joining us, and come on to our socials. Tell us what you think about the DC universe, what you want to see, what you're hoping for. Do you think Blue Beetle will save the day? Do you think The Rock's Black Adam will save the day? Maybe Wonder Woman 3? Yeah. No, probably not. Okay.
Probably
Um,
not.
Mike, where can they find us? Where can they give us stars and likes and follows?
So, as usual, we are all over the internet at Heroes Peak, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell in the corner to get notifications of new videos. Leave a comment below and let us know what you think. Harley Quinn and the DC Universe.
All right, more rated R.
Yeah, bring it.
Go DC.
Yeah. All right. Night.
All right, see you later, everybody.